Now we're going to talk about Workbook Navigation. So Workbook Navigation is how to get around our workbook, mostly around like the menu items at the top, as quickly as possible. So we're going to talk about expanding and collapsing the ribbon at the top, how to see the different shortcuts that are on the ribbon, how to move around without using your mouse, moving around the different sections and making selections. And these are the keys to remember. So some of these are going to seem repetitive because you're going to see these keys over and over again, and then I'm going to ask you to practice them even more. We'll have a little fun with this, but really practicing the shortcuts is the way to ingrain them in your mind, so it's going to be second nature when you're flying through a spreadsheet. So let's get you familiar with moving around the workbook. To move around the workbook, we're going to focus on these functions right here. You know what? Let's stop looking at this tab and move on to something else. So let's just do a little Ctrl+C, and then you see this right here, next tab. To go to the next tab, we got our 3 tabs down here. To go to the next one, we're going to press Control and then page down. And if we want to go back to the other one, we'd press Control, page up, but don't want to do that right now. So let's paste, looks a little crazy, but let's paste that in here. And there we go. Okay, so now that that's there, let's talk about some of the other ways we can get around the workbook. So the first step we're going to talk about is collapsing and expanding the ribbon. I mean, I leave the ribbon open all day, but if you're working on a smaller laptop screen and you want to conserve space, this is a really cool function. Or maybe you know, your office coworker is playing a prank on you and hiding the ribbon, and you want to know how to get it back. So press the Control F1 button, and then you hide the ribbon. So it gives you a little bit more space to work with. And then I just added it back, pressing Control F1 again. So that's that, and we're moving to the ribbon shortcuts. There's really a couple ways. There's like native shortcuts, like Ctrl+B, for example, to bold something. So that one's like a quick shortcut. And then there's also these shortcuts. They're actually not really shortcuts, but pressing the Alt key will show you the quick way to access, or it's a complete mouse replacement for your menu. So you press the Alt key, and that opens it up. And then if you want to move around through the options, you see all these letters over here. If you want to move through those, well, you press the Tab button to move around. But like, let's go back to pressing the Alt key. And then if you want to move around, let's say we want to go into that home. We press H, and then it drills down even further to more options. So now, let's say we want to get to that box where it says General. So it's a number formatting. So let's go to that. The quickest way would press the N button. And now here we are in the General box. But that actually changes the number. So let's give us a better example. Let's just pick one of these numbers. Okay, so let's do that again. Alt, and then H for home. And then instead of just pressing the N button and making it so easy, let's try to get there just moving around. Let's pretend there wasn't a hotkey, because sometimes there aren't hotkeys for things in Excel. So let's press the Tab button. So the Tab's got us moving around. And we press Tab again to enter the section where we can click on the icons. Then we press a combination of Tab and the arrow keys. There we go, arrow, arrow. And then there we are, we made it over here. So now that we're in this box, if we want to change it from General to something else, well, we were actually already in there. We press the space button to activate it. So if you're outside of an option, you want to check a checkbox or something, you press that. And now we can arrow through and pick, let's say we want to make it like an accounting number. There we go, we just formatted it. So that was pretty easy.